Hello from Freedomtax Accounting. We are an accounting firm here in Florida where we have been providing quality tax and accounting services now for more than 20 years. Today is August 18th, 2020, and we wanted to bring you the latest information on the PPP loan program. Now, the good news is that the SBA finally has opened up their PPP forgiveness portal to the banks and the lenders. So banks and lenders are now able to process your PPP forgiveness application. But apparently small businesses are going to have to wait, and we will discuss this in this video. Now remember that this video is intended for educational purposes and should not be taken as legal or tax advice. You should consult with your financial professional about your unique financial situation before acting on anything discussed in this video. Freedomtax Accounting or its members cannot be held liable for any use or misuse of this content. Now, I know many of you out there are eager to finally process your PPP forgiveness application, to finally get this loan forgiven and get this over with. The good news is that on August 10th, that was 8 days ago, the SBA did open the PPP forgiveness portal to banks and lenders, meaning that now the banks and the lenders that gave the PPP loan to you as a small business owner are able to process PPP forgiveness applications with the SBA. Now, that portal was open August 10th, but that we know of from our clients, we do not know of any bank or lender that is accepting PPP forgiveness applications at this time. And basically, what we are hearing from the banks are three things. Some banks are saying that they will not start accepting PPP forgiveness applications until the end of August or early September. Other banks are saying that they're waiting for SBA guidance in order to start accepting PPP forgiveness applications. And other lenders like Cabbage, when you log into their portal, they say they are not processing PPP forgiveness applications, but they are recommending basically to wait until the end, your 24-week covered period ends to start the process with them. So basically, we feel banks are stalling the process, and we think we know why. Now, this is our opinion, but I think this will make sense when you hear the reasons, okay? Remember that the SBA delegated the PPP forgiveness process to the banks. And now the banks are seeing that they have to process so many PPP loan forgiveness applications that we feel they're starting to notice that this amount of work that they're going to have is not going to be profitable for them. And since there is a proposed bill in Congress that if it gets approved and becomes law, that will change dramatically the amount of work the banks will have to do in order to achieve PPP forgiveness. So I think we feel that they're waiting on this law to pass in order to start accepting the PPP forgiveness application process. Now, we feel the banks have a good reason to wait. Why? To date, the PPP program has provided 5.2 million loans for a total of $525 billion. Now, if you go to the U.S. Treasury website, you can find this information there. As of August 8th, 2020, that was the date that the PPP program stopped. This is the loan size, okay? Basically, we wanted to show you that if you take a look at the table of the loan size, look at this. The loans that are under 150,000 are the majority of the loans. So this percentage of loans, if you take a look at this table, 87.4% of all PPP loans are under $150,000. So remember that the banks are paid a percentage of the loan. So the smaller the loan, the less the bank gets paid. So once again, 87.4% of PPP loans are under $150,000. The smaller loans are not profitable to the banks if they now have to process like 4.5 million forgiveness applications. So we feel that's why the banks are putting pressure on Congress to approve a proposed bill to put it into law. Now, what is the name of the proposed bill? It is called the Paycheck Protection Small Business Forgiveness Act. It is getting bipartisan support. It is getting support from the private sector. It is getting support from the Chamber of Commerce. And of course, the banks are putting pressure on Congress to approve this into law. This proposal will automatically forgive all PPP loans that are under $150,000. Now, if all the loans under $150,000 are automatically forgiven, this will alleviate the burden of the banks to process 87.4% of all PPP forgiveness applications. Okay. Also, government resources would be better served by focusing on larger loans and investigating potential fraud. Now, if this becomes law, it would not only alleviate work on the bank, it will also alleviate work on the business owner, because most business owners will not have to go through the PPP loan forgiveness process, and they can focus more on keeping their business operational at this time where all business owners have less time and less resources to keep their business running. So if this becomes law, it will not only help the bank, but it will help a lot of business owners that will not have to go through the PPP forgiveness process. Now, the Secretary of the Treasury, Mr. Mnuchin, has recommended that any forgiveness program should include fraud protection. And we feel that's the main reason that not all Congress members are in favor of this bill, because they fear that if a blanket forgiveness for all PPP loans under $150,000 is given, it will undermine the intention of the program. Because remember, the intention of the PPP program was to protect the paychecks of employees. So a lot of Congress members say if most of them are automatically forgiven without asking what the funds were used for, that opens up the door for small businesses to use the money for whatever they want and not use the funds for what it was intended for. Okay? But even though there are some Congress members that are not supporting this bill, many of them are, and the support from the Secretary of the Treasury gives this bill a big boost because he is a key player in this process. Now, what are we recommending our accounting clients to do in terms of the PPP forgiveness process? We're advising them. There's two things. If you have a PPP loan over $150,000, then continue to prepare and plan your forgiveness process with your CPA, because you're going to have to submit a lot of documentation to prove your forgiveness process. But if you have a PPP loan that's under $150,000, just wait. Remember that you have 10 months after your 24-week period ends to apply for the PPP forgiveness. That's almost 16 months. So a lot can happen in that 16 months. And we really feel that at some point, the banks are going to put so much pressure on Congress telling them that they cannot process all that work, is not profitable for them, that some kind of forgiveness may come in the future. Our opinion is the following. We feel that at least every self-employed who got PPP loan, we feel all those will be automatically forgiven. And all the businesses that have PPP via payroll, those may not be forgiven automatically, because we feel the SBA is going to want to see if you actually use the funds for payroll. But at least we feel that all people who receive PPP as a self-employed, those will be forgiven automatically. But we have to wait. We have to wait till Congress comes back and see if this becomes law. So thank you for watching this video. We feel it has been of value to you. And if you think other small business owners can take advantage of this information, like this video and also subscribe to our channel. Remember that we are praying for you. We're praying for your business, for your family. Stay safe. This is our contact information. We have lowered our consultation rate for any consultation you may have in terms of accounting, taxes, PPP, idle loans. If you have any tax and accounting need, we are able to help. Even though we are in Florida, we are authorized by the federal government to help individuals and businesses in all 50 U.S. states. If you do not know us, we are part of Freedom Group. We have 4 companies where we have the tax accounting firm, we have the immigration law firm, we have the real estate business, and we also have the insurance and financial planning company, so we can help you in many, many ways. Once again, this is our contact information. Like and share this video, and subscribe to our channel. God bless you, everyone. Have a great day.